Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1084 of What's She Up To Now. I'm just laughing today. Granddaughter's coming in a little bit, so I'm excited about that. I always love the days I get to see my granddaughter. It's fun, keeps me young, keeps me running, keeps me moving, and just keeps me lit up with respect to energy and imagination and creativity. I forget, we all, as we get older, it seems like the fun and the imagination and the creativity and the play gets kind of beat out of us with all of our regular everyday responsibilities. And so it's always a pleasure to get to hang out with the younger people, the young people that still have that sense of magic and wonder and excitement. So today, what do I want to talk about quickly? Discretion. Our idiom for supersize your business today was discretion is the greater part or the better part of valor. And discretion, of course, means acting in accordance with your own judgment, following your own judgment, your own common sense, your own core beliefs, your own sense of what's right and wrong. Quiet, Choco. Sorry, dogs. Dogs are helping me do videos today, and one's whining. Choco, come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. I'd rather have you by me than whining. Okay, sorry about that. Live video. That's what you get. What you see is what you get. So discretion is a greater part of value. I don't think I've ever used this expression. I've heard it. I don't think anyone's ever said to me, discretion is the better part of valor, Sharon. Remember that. It's great wisdom. And maybe my grandfather did when I was younger, a teenager, but I don't remember ever hearing anyone use this particular expression. Of course, it's got a big history. It's been around since, 1477 and before, because whenever it appears in writing, it of course has been something that people say. Very few things that come out of our mouths are the first time anyone's ever heard or said those things, right? Everything we say, everything we think, everything we feel has been a culmination of all the experiences that we've had. But I like the word discretion, right? Use your own discretion, use your own judgment, use your own wisdom. Think for yourself. How many times, I wonder, I've said think for yourself in the past, 14 months, hundreds of times, including reminding myself to think for myself. Discretion in our actions, our choices, the things we decide to say, the things we decide to do. It's always up to us. It's always at our discretion. And of course, valor means great bravery. Valor, be valiant, be brave, stand up for what you believe in a courageous way. So discretion, using your discretion in a courageous way is what it means to me. It isn't necessarily what it means and how it's been used in the past. Sometimes it means, it's better to avoid danger than to get in a situation than to confront it. I don't necessarily agree with that. It totally depends on your discretion. How important is the situation to you? How important is it that you get involved in the situation? I think of this often when I'm scrolling through social media or just when I'm on social media these days. Do I need to say anything? Should I say anything? And sometimes I lose my better judgment and I comment or I say things because people's behavior is just so outrageous sometimes. And I think sometimes we don't know that we're behaving in an outrageous way. We don't know that the things that we're saying and doing, although we think, and everybody does what they think is best for them at the time. But sometimes we don't even know that we're behaving in an outrageous, outlandish, and foolish way that we think we're standing up for what we believe in, but we're just making ourselves look foolish. And I, like every other human being, have fallen prey to that. Sometimes I comment on things and say things, and I'm like, why did I even bother commenting on that? Why did I even bother reading that? I think one of the things that has saved me the most in this past year with COVID-19 and all the politics and all the nonsense is when I stay off of it. I just stay away from all of it. But like everybody else, it's like a big vacuum. Sometimes the drama just sucks you in, it pulls you in, it reels you in like a fishing rod, and you just end up finding yourself commenting or doing something and you're like, oh, dang it, I fell into that trap again. And so many of us are doing that these days. So many of us are being sucked into the vortex of negativity, and it doesn't feel good. I don't know about you, but it does not feel good to me. So I found that if I do a couple things, it really helps. Number one, I stay off social media first thing in the morning. I get up, I do my morning routine, and all media. I mean, I don't remember the last time I ever had a television on in the morning. It was probably in the 1980s. I used to watch the news before I went to a training in the morning before I went to work. And I found that sometimes it put me in a really bad mood. And I went to a training called Louis Tice training back then. I don't even remember what it was called. I don't remember what it was called, but we all called it Louis Tice training. And it was one of those trainings that everybody at the company I worked for really, really wanted to go to. You had to sign up, and then you had to be recommended. And then when you got in, it was a week-long training. And one of the things they challenged us to do at that, the trainers, was to turn off the television. Because back then, guess what? There was no internet. We didn't have social media. We didn't have any other media besides the television and the radio. That was pretty much it. Television, radio, and in-person contact, like real person-to-person contact. Remember when we used to have that? Oh my God. Real in-person live talking to another human being. Like they would be 3 feet away from you and you would be talking to them without a face mask. I know. Remember that? It hasn't really been that long ago. It just feels like it's been a century. So sometimes we get carried away, especially when we're not in person. It's really easy. There's like this veil or this protected shield we think that is created when we comment, especially on the internet. It's just mind-boggling. In social media, there's just been this whole belief that I can say and do anything I want. And the cool thing about that is we show everyone in the world who we really are when we do that. And guess what? So does everybody else. So if somebody's a jerk on social media, guess what? We absolutely positively know that they are a jerk in real life. They just are. Unless they just have their evil side comes out when they're on social media, but they're not like that. They don't ever let that come out in real life. I don't know. But it seems like people feel like they have permission to say and do anything they want on social media. And it's things, I remember when email first became a thing in corporate America. I was still in corporate America when email came out. And people would say things in email that they would never, ever, ever say to your face. And I never understood that phenomenon. I guess it's human phenomenon, but I didn't understand it because I'm like, you wouldn't come into my office and say this to my face. So why would you send it in an email copying everyone else in the office? That's absolutely ridiculous. And you might think that you're getting me and attacking me, but it just shows everybody exactly who you are. Now, guess what? Everybody isn't that emotionally and socially evolved that they get that. But those that do really get it and they really see it, and you just kind of shake your head. I'll admit, it probably wasn't until I was 50 that I realized that everything I do, everything I say, the way I act is all about me, and it's showing the world who I am. It isn't ever having the impact and the effect that I think I want it to. Think of bullies, for example. Bullies think that they're in control and that they're superior and that they're entitled or whatever. But the truth is, they're just showing those of us who are semi-intelligent, it doesn't take a lot of intelligence, exactly who they are. We're seeing a lot of that in the world right now. And it's the difference between good and evil. And guess what? I personally believe good always prevails. And so do we have dark times? Do we have times when it feels like this is hitting the fan? Absolutely. But guess what? We always know that this too shall pass. So do we need to jump in and comment and be involved in it? It depends. It depends at which point our discretion and our valor reminds us that we need to be part of the solution. And sometimes we need to jump in and be part of the solution. And other times we need to use our discretion and hold off and wait and choose our battles. I believe in choosing my battles. And sometimes I forget, like everybody else, we get sucked in and we forget that every battle isn't that important. Sometimes it's okay to just let certain things go and realize that it doesn't matter. To be honest, people commenting on social media has absolutely positively zero impact on your life. I know it's hard to believe, but it really does. It's how we respond to it that matters. It's how everything in life is. It's how we respond to everything that really, really matters. So that, of course, was our Supersize Your Business idiom for today. Our 365-day challenge this year is to do one thing every day that centers you. And the topic for that today was stretching your mind, stretching our mind. We all need to do mind-stretching things. And we're supposed to today stretch our mind in an artistic way. Yesterday, we stretched our mind in a scientific way. We learned something new in science. And I actually did an exercise, and it happened to be a mind-stretching exercise as well, on 25 reasons why I want a certain goal or objective, or why I want a certain thing. We had to do 25 reasons why. We had to list 25 reasons why. So I did it for 2 things. So that was how I stretched my mind scientifically, because there's scientific information that says the more reasons why you have for doing something, the more likely you are to actually achieve that goal, complete that task, do that thing, become that thing, whatever. So that was yesterday's. Today's is stretching my mind artistically. So somehow I'm going to have to find something artistic. And I think we might be going to an exhibit at the zoo tonight. So that would be an artistic display of giant animals that they've created. It's a really cool thing that we might all be going through. It's a drive-through thing because of COVID-19. So it's really creative. It's really fun. It's very artistic. It will definitely stretch my mind and imagination. So that's it. Those are the challenge things I'm working on right now. Get Up and Go challenge. I think I mentioned yesterday. I am gonna have to start it by February 1st. I'm gonna have to do another one or do something. And I'm looking at and started yesterday reviewing what's next for the Get Up and Go challenge, because it evolves every time. And so what is the next thing I want to add and do with that challenge to make it so much better, to enhance the soap framework. Remember, I've got my little bars of soap in my soap framework. What's the next thing I want to do with that? And I actually have some kind of fun and creative ideas about that, and about the whole soap framework, which I will start sharing as I actually take steps to explore them. Right now they're just still in the idea phase, but how do I take them from the idea to, and maybe we'll talk about that here. How do I go from the idea stage to actually creating it and having those appear in the real world, in my life as well as other people's lives? All right, that's all I've got today. Anything I can do to help you? I'm hanging out with my amazing granddaughter and my kids today. We're going to have a family fun day. So, not much work, but that's okay. We all need breaks in our routines, even me. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.